All right, guys, why does the UCI and Discovery hate athletes? Now, why do they hate athletes in the terms of why are they taking away exposure for these athletes, why are they taking money away from these athletes, and why are they making it harder to be seen, to be picked up by sponsors, and get the most out of this sport? Now, the thing I'm referring to is recently there is a change in mountain biking where they want to go from a 5-step podium to a 3-step podium. Now, why? I get that a lot of sports do a 3-step podium, but once you've started doing something and there's no real downside besides giving athletes more of a platform, giving sponsors more of a platform, and giving people a chance to break in to maybe that top 3. Now, I did this sport 17 years or so, and there was plenty of times where not in a World Cup, but even a state level, where I might get a 4th or a fifth place. And it's enough to motivate you and push you to go after it a little bit more. Like when you get 6th, that's a killer. And now if you get 4th, also a killer. So I just don't see the reasoning behind why you take something away that isn't really affecting everyone. You don't give them prize money. Don't give them a medal. Just let them stand there. That's it. Even though they don't give anyone barely any prize money. Anyway, I'm saying I don't see the point in if you can step 2 more people up there to share in that experience, why not allow that to happen? Now, the riders have obviously got a fair bit of pushback on this for obvious reasons like I just explained, and it's going to be super interesting to see what Discovery and the UCI actually do about this, because from my experience in my last year of racing, when I brought up a lot of concerns with safety and other issues that affected the athletes, no one cared. No one gave a shit. And you could feel the vibe of being at a World Cup. There's this big separation between the organizers, the team managers, and the athletes. And it made me feel like we weren't this whole unit that were actually working together to get the most out of the sport. It felt very separated. And I think the athletes are really starting to feel that more and more with the directions going with rule changes like this. So I'm going to read you a little statement that I actually saw Loris Vergier shared on his profile, and I'll let you guys decide what you think. It says, a statement to the UCI and Warner Bros. Discovery from the mountain biking World Cup athletes. In response to the recent statement by the XCO riders, we stand with this statement. For more than 30 years, the podium at the Mountain Biking World Cup has been 5 riders. A podium unique to mountain biking. It has provided countless riders and teams with the exposure and opportunities. It has been a breakthrough for many athletes and given life to small teams, chasing the podium in our sport at the highest level, and has always been a top 5. It has added value and depth to the sport, given the riders more chance to shine in the spotlight and add value to riders, teams, and all the sponsors and brands behind us who are the backbone of professional mountain biking. Warner Bros. Discovery has only one reason for reducing the podium to 3 riders: conformity. To conform to the norm of other sports. A decision that has been made despite strong pushback from the athletes who are the very heart of the sport. We have been ignored and we have been left without a voice as the future of the sport changes. As our fans know, mountain biking has never been about conformity. We have carved our path since the inception of mountain bike racing in the 1990s, and we want to keep our unique character. The vast majority of teams, riders feel completely unheard on this topic, along with other topics. This is our sport, and we don't want to let conformity strip its character. We demand the 5-rider podium in 2025. Now, that has been signed by a number of riders like Finn Isles, Loic Booney, Ronan Dunn, Benoit Coulange, Remy Thirion, pretty much Greg Minard, Laurie Greenland, Aaron Gwynn, pretty much the who's who of mountain bikers in the top 50 to 60 plus women as well. And I'm for it. I don't understand the point in cutting it. I don't understand the point in taking away what people have done and not showing them on the highest level where it doesn't cost anything. It just seems you're taking opportunity away and you're taking away the possibility of someone having their time in the spotlight. Like there's riders that go through their entire career with never getting a podium, let alone someone that may got a fourth or a fifth and will not get that opportunity now to then maybe strive for more. So I think it's absolutely ridiculous, and it's pretty much sums up a lot of what's going on with mountain biking at the moment, where there'll be changes made and athletes don't get a voice whatsoever. We get put in the dark, or I did get put in the dark a lot with everything that went on. No one would talk to me. I reached out to people in the UCI, in Warner Bros, and they wouldn't want to talk. They were very happy to make decisions and then hide behind a name or a logo or a brand, which is Warner Brothers, and everyone seemed to push it off to the side as it was someone else made that decision or that call. So it's frustrating, and I feel for the guys still in the sport. I'm just out here talking about it, trying to spread some awareness and some light on it, but I'd be super interested to hear about what you think about this, and what do you think a good solution would be moving forward, whether they cut it or they don't. But I think just generally with mountain biking at the moment, it seems like people change things to benefit themselves and make money, and the riders just go along with it. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, it's not until I think riders really unite and take a stand against things like this that there will be any change. I think they know that the riders are kind of too scared to lose either financial backing from their teams if they boycott it or they protest, or along those lines of people just kind of not actually commit to not racing or whatever it may be. I know I felt that when I was part of the riders union that tried to get formed. There was a lot of, I guess you'd say, holes in the ship. So I don't know which way it's going to fall, but yeah, it's nicer watching it from a distance and not being in it, because it's just frustrating being in it and seeing all this change that I don't think benefits the athlete as well as it could. So let me know what you think, and I'm going to try and do more of these. I always say that, and I don't, but I want to do more of these. I want to speak more about the sport and get more involved in it this year, possibly even go over to a World Cup or two and chat with some people. So we'll see how we go. Thank you, guys.